GoCougs.com.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. President Trump and now his VA secretary is fired. David Shulkin is out tonight. The president has just revealed in a tweet he is now nominating his doctor as the new VA secretary. In just 2 weeks, the Secretary of State, the National Security Advisor, and now the VA secretary, all gone. Also breaking at this hour, bracing for tornadoes right now. Residents were urged to seek shelter. Severe weather set to hit tonight, several states. Thunderstorms and large hail already, and Rob has the track right now. The deadly police shooting, the video shot from that police helicopter, an unarmed black man killed. 20 shots fired, his brother crashing a city council meeting. Protesters blocking an NBA arena. Also the school shooting and now the 911 calls. The wounded boy who called 911, he'd been shot, and what he tells the dispatcher. Facebook under fire tonight, and now Apple CEO Tim Cook and what he says about Facebook. And tonight, our experiment. One of our producers prints out everything Facebook knows about her, and you'll see what she found. And the hit and run tonight in broad daylight, 5 people hit, at least 1 dead.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. Possible severe weather hitting this evening and the newest turbulence in Washington at this hour. President Trump has fired another member of his cabinet. VA Secretary David Shulkin is now out. This comes after the firing of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Then the president's national security advisor, H.R. McMaster, was out. And then today, Shulkin. All of this in just 2 weeks. Replacing Shulkin, the president is now nominating Admiral Ronnie Jackson, the White House doctor, who after the president's recent physical said the president has, quote, great genes. All of this amid new questions tonight about something else. Were Paul Manafort and Michael Flynn approached with the possibility of a presidential pardon? Was the president trying to influence them? ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega covering it all.
Tonight, President Trump ousting his Veterans Affairs Secretary. David Shulkin's departure, no surprise, under fire from misleading ethics officials over a European tour with his wife, billed as a work trip, a mostly sightseeing excursion that cost taxpayers $122,000. The president's pick to replace him, his White House doctor, Admiral Ronnie Jackson, who recently gave the president a glowing bill of health.
He might live to be 200 years old. I don't know. I mean, he has incredible genes.
It comes as the White House is in turmoil and on the defensive, now facing questions about whether President Trump's lawyer raised the idea of presidential pardons for 2 top advisors at the center of the Russia probe. According to the New York Times, the president's former lead lawyer, John Dowd, told attorneys for former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and one-time campaign chairman Paul Manafort that the president might. As recently as December, the president would not rule out pardoning Flynn.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet. We'll see what happens. Let's see.
But Dowd denies he ever discussed pardons with lawyers for Flynn or Manafort, saying there were no discussions, period. As far as I know, no discussions. Dowd resigned just last week, frustrated the president wasn't taking his advice. Now, President Trump facing another legal headache.
He's like, you're smart, and beautiful, and a woman to be reckoned with. I like you. I like you.
The lawyer for porn star Stormy Daniels asking a federal judge in California for permission to depose the president and his attorney, Michael Cohen. He says there is precedent. Former President Bill Clinton was forced to tape a video deposition in the Paula Jones civil case while he was still in office. This White House asked if President Trump would sit down for the deposition.
I'm not going to get into a hypothetical question.
All the while, President Trump still silent, no public appearances for the 5th day.
A lot to pour through tonight. Cecilia Vega with us live from the White House. Cecilia, I want to get back to that late announcement tonight. The VA secretary now out. 3 major departures in just 2 weeks, and the president tweeting his new choice?
He did, and as for David Shulkin, he said that he is thankful for his service, but I've got to tell you, David, behind the scenes here, the president was not happy about this travel scandal, and he really let Shulkin twist in the winds and publicly for weeks. This is part of a broader staffing shakeup following the Secretary of State, the National Security Advisor. President Trump has said he is getting close, David, to having the cabinet that he wants.
More than a year in, Cecilia Vega, thank you. We're also following a tornado threat at this hour in several states. Authorities in parts of Louisiana warning people to seek shelter immediately just before we came on the air. In just the past 24 hours, this landspout in Brownsfield, Texas, damaging winds and strong hail. That's in La Mesa, Texas. And just this afternoon, torrential rain in Monroe, Louisiana. A mess tonight. Strong storms from Texas all the way up to Ohio in the next 48 hours. And of course, Rob is tracking it all for us. Hey, Rob.
Hey, David. This is a long, dense line of thunderstorms right now. You can see it stretching all the way to Houston. Getting lit up right now is the Houston area. That line moving across I-10. But we got this tornado watch up till 9 o'clock there, till 11 o'clock in through Mississippi. We've already had tornado warnings around the Monroe area. Heavy rain with these stretching the Ohio Valley and all the way up into New York tomorrow. Strongest down across the Gulf Coast. We could see 4 inches of rainfall in areas that have already saturated. So flash flood watches posted. Nashville, Louisville, rivers there are full. So a flood threat with this system as well, David.
Could be a tough night ahead. All right, Rob, thank you. Next tonight, the growing outrage after the deadly police shooting in California. An unarmed black man killed, fired at 20 times. It was that video shot from that police helicopter helping to spark the initial anger. Authorities say more video could be coming. In just the last 24 hours, protesters and Stephen Clark's family crashing a city council meeting, demonstrators blocking an NBA game. ABC's Kana Whitworth in Sacramento tonight.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Tonight, city leaders in Sacramento urging for calm after a week of unrest following the death of Stephon Clark.
Everybody, take out your cell phone. Take out your cell phone. Does this look like a gun?
Tuesday, the city council meeting interrupted several times.
Stephon Clark! Stephon Clark!
Clark's brother emerging from the crowd, jumping onto the mayor's desk. Outside, fans prevented for the second time in a week from entering the Sacramento Kings Arena.
We are committed to continuing to do everything in our power to maintain the peace while we pursue justice.
Demonstrators calling for justice after unarmed Stephon Clark was shot at 20 times, killed in his grandmother's backyard by officers who were responding to reports of vandalism.
Show me your hands! Gun!
The police association defending those actions, saying Clark took a shooting stance and the actions of the officers were justified. The California Department of Justice and the district attorney now investigating as the police department reviews their use of force policy. Today, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders calling the incident terrible, but adding that the president does not plan to weigh in.
We want to find ways to bring the country together, certainly not looking for any place of division.
Tonight, Clark's family prepares to bury the young father of 2.
And Kana Whitworth with us tonight. She's outside where friends and family are gathering at this hour for that wake of Stephon Clark. Kana?
David, I spoke with some family members who say they're wary of this police investigation. They are encouraged by the state's involvement and they believe in the system, but they don't trust it yet. Now, police do plan on releasing more body cam video, but Clark's family says they just want justice as they prepare for his funeral tomorrow. David.
All right, Kana, our thanks to you again tonight. And for the first time here, the 911 calls now from the school shooting in Maryland, the boy who'd been shot and what he said to the dispatcher. And this comes just as a group of Wisconsin students protesting about gun violence, marching 50 miles to Janesville, Wisconsin. That's the home of House Speaker Paul Ryan. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami with the calls, the fear from inside this latest shooting.
Maryland police tonight are releasing these panic calls for help from classrooms at Great Mills High School.
I could see was like a pool of blood on the ground.
Right outside room F05 in the art hallway, 17-year-old Austin Rollins is shooting and 16-year-old Jalen Willie is bleeding to death.
Okay, are you with her right now? No, I'm not. I'm in my classroom with my students. We're hiding behind my desk.
Inside, teacher Addie Miller and her students are hoping they're not next.
Okay, and you're in your classroom. How many kids do you have with you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Meanwhile, police are clearing classrooms.
Anybody need medical treatment? No.
In room E01, 14-year-old Desmond Barnes is calling on a cell phone with a serious gunshot wound to his leg.
Oh, my knee hurts so bad.
We're getting help to you, Desmond, okay? You need to stay strong, everybody.
You hear his teacher, Miss Holliday, whispering in his ear that he's going to make it.
Hold on for me, please. So if you can tell me what to do, I got a student who's been shot. I'm bleeding.
We are getting help to you, ma'am.
Just coming. Just coming. Don't worry.
Investigators say the 17-year-old gunman last Tuesday killed himself and was using his father's legally owned handgun. David?
Steve, thank you. In Pennsylvania tonight, a judge dismissing the most serious charges against some members of a Penn State fraternity involving the death of a pledge, Timothy Piazza. The judge dropping involuntary manslaughter charges against 5 former fraternity brothers after a hearing to determine if there was enough evidence to go to trial. Several of the brothers still facing charges tied to the case. Sophomore Tim Piazza died after falling down the stairs after an alleged hazing ritual. Next tonight here, North Korea and China now confirming those reports of that mysterious meeting in Beijing. Kim Jong-un did in fact go. It was his first diplomatic appearance on the world stage, welcomed by China's President Xi. Before that, face-to-face planned with President Trump. Here's ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz tonight on the highly secure train that Kim took. He does not like to fly.
The clues were all there. The secrecy, that deep green armored train spotted in Beijing, the heavy security for the convoy that was there on arrival. But the mystery is now over. Kim Jong-un had journeyed outside North Korea for the first time since taking power, his wife at his side. Chinese President Xi pulling out all the stops. A review of the troops, toasts between the two leaders, and a banquet. The Chinese, who released images of Kim taking notes as President Xi spoke, say that Kim told them the issue of denuclearization of the Korean peninsula can be resolved if South Korea and the United States respond to our efforts with goodwill.
We're going to be cautiously optimistic, but we feel like things are moving in the right direction.
Kim's secret trip took even the White House by surprise. President Trump preparing for his own meeting with the North Korean leader, raising expectations today with a tweet. Everyone said that peace and the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula was not even a small possibility. Now there is a good chance that Kim Jong-un will do what is right for his people and for humanity. His incoming national security advisor, John Bolton, was one of those voices of gloom.
There's an all-purpose joke here. Question: how do you know that the North Korean regime is lying? Answer: their lips are moving.
Martha Raddatz with us live from Washington tonight. And Martha, incoming National Security Advisor John Bolton sounding, at least publicly, a lot more skeptical than the president right now. Bolton saying he wants this meeting to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's right, David. He says he hopes the meeting can be even sooner than May because he doesn't want the North Koreans to stall us while continuing with their nuclear weapons program. So the sooner the better to see if they are sincere, David.
All right, Martha Raddatz, always good to have you. In London tonight, British authorities revealing a major new detail in the nerve agent attack on a former Russian spy. Police now believe Sergei Skripal and his daughter first came into contact with that nerve agent on the front door of their home in Salisbury. The pair later found slumped over on that public bench, the alleged poisoning triggering a diplomatic standoff between the UK and Russia, and now several allies of the UK, including the US. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. The deadly hit and run in broad daylight today. We have new developments. Several people struck, at least one person killed, and what we've just learned about the driver tonight. The escaped prisoner ducking under this garage door at the jail, running from police in handcuffs. We've got developments on this front as well. And Facebook under fire tonight. Questions about your privacy and our experiment right here tonight. One of our producers prints out almost everything Facebook knows about her, and you'll see what she found. This was eye-opening. We'll be right back.
The day after chemo might mean a trip back to the doctor's office, just for a shot. But why go back there when you can stay home with Neulasta Onpro?
Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection. Neulasta helps reduce infection risk by boosting your white blood cell count, which strengthens your immune system. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection